Thank you, Professor Saeed, for that generous introduction. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Greetings and women jika as well. So welcome to this Iftar dinner, the Melbourne University Iftar dinner, which is our third event. Our very first gathering was an Eid gathering, and last year we had our inaugural Iftar dinner, and we're pleased to be able to do this again on such an important night. For some of us, yes, this is the last night. For others, they might be fasting for another day. But before I continue, I too would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians upon the land which we gather and pay my respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, both to their elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge that the lands were never ceded, and we have a historic opportunity to take some steps to make things right later on in the year. So I hope we'll be able to see the year out with a positive outcome. I would also like to acknowledge our co-host, the University of Melbourne, and acknowledge the presence of the Chancellor, Ms. Jane Hanson, AO, welcome, as our official host, and obviously Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Pip Nicholson, who is doing the welcoming to us as well, so representing the Vice-Chancellor and in her own capacity as well, actually welcoming us into the university and hosting us this evening. We appreciate the university's generosity in hosting such a program, where it exemplifies virtues of inclusion, respect and understanding by bringing people together from diverse backgrounds in an important time where we share the same time and space together with those of us who are of the Muslim background, so we truly appreciate that. We know how highly the university is regarded both nationally and internationally in its excellence in offering education and its positive impact in the community. I particularly want to acknowledge Professor Pip Nicholson's role in coming to where we are today. And like I said, this whole gathering pretty much started from a home iftar conversation. So from that chat, we decided to explore options, and here we are today. And I might use that as an opportunity to say, if you haven't been to a home iftar, maybe not this year because tonight may be the last night, but for next year, by all means, please look up our organisation's website. We do run these home iftar dinner programs as a series, and just this month alone, we've done about 24 home iftars actually. So you're more than welcome to come to an evening and have that a more intimate gathering with a host family. I also want to quickly acknowledge some of the other members from the university's senior leadership team. Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Jim McCluskey. I look around the room, I can also see Dr. Helen Suzuki, who's part of the University Council. Peter McMullen, thank you for your generosity in setting up the Statelessness Centre. All Vice-Chancellors, PVCs, we've got retired Judge Ian Gray, who made a comment there. I look to my right, I can see Dr. Barhan as well. I look to my left, I see John Fain. And there are so many distinguished guests, but if I continue, I'll be here all night, so I'll keep it short and say welcome one and all. It's great to see you all here. To those who are gathering or being exposed to the AOS for the first time, as mentioned, we are an organisation seeking to build cross-cultural awareness and understanding through meaningful dialogue and interaction, and we've been doing that since the year 2000. Like Professor Saeed said, the other thing that we had a role in quite significantly is the Mosque Open Day concept. The very first Mosque Open Day the Australian Intercultural Society organised with Sunshine Mosque was the middle of June. I haven't been able to get the exact date, but I know that it happened in the year 2001 in the middle of June. Being from New South Wales, I could quickly run off the date of the New South Wales experience because I was co-founder of the Affinity Intercultural Foundation. The first Mosque Open Day in Sydney was on September 3, 2001, so note the date and the significance. It's obviously through programs like this that we're able to get to know one another and share our common values, as it is these human interactions that are essential for our cohesive society, which is being challenged by social media modes of interaction. I think nothing beats these levels of encounters where you're able to share pleasantries across a table. And it is basically our shared living experience that helps us realise that there are far more commonalities, that we share the same hopes and fears for each other and for our children. And it's also quite worthy mentioning that with what Professor Foster said about statelessness, yes, and what Clarissa talked about as well, there is a level of connection, there is a level of socialising, and there is obviously the spiritual element. But for Muslims in particular, it is a time for self-renewal. It is an opportunity to recharge your batteries, renew your vision, your focus to be able to tackle the year ahead. And I think from that perspective, Ramadan's a good opportunity for Muslims to be social, but also have a good look at themselves and see where they are in life and where they want to take themselves. I won't continue because all the notes that I had written down has been so eloquently relayed by Clarissa and Professor Said, so I'll cut to the chase and I'll do the official thank yous and make it a short a short speech rather, so that people can get out in due time. So I just wanted to express our gratitude, like I said, to the university and say thank you very much for all the work that you've done, and particularly for hosting us here again tonight.